where we left off at um, principle number 6, right? Principle number 6. Principle number 6, which is what? Subordination of individual interest to the general interest. To the general interest. To the general interest, right? So we basically the goals of the team are more important than the goals of any individual or any other group of people. So at that time, you have decided to make the goal of the company or the goal of your firm above, just like I believe that this is also a divine principle. God also, in a way, although he doesn't follow the ways of man, but I mean, if you look at it in a sense, you see the way God does things orderly, right? So there is a unity of command. There are divisional heads, right? You can see them first line, middle. He has structured everything in order. Amazing. Anyway, so subordination of individual. So just like God has also placed his word, as we say in the Bible, right? The Christians, he has placed his word above his own words above himself, right? So the goal of the team that we have all sat down to want to achieve, for which you have been employed, you set it above yourself, because it is achieving these goals, especially when you are in the marketing department, right? The goals, these are what bring the money for you to feed your family, right? So it's very, very important to take note of these goals and set them above all else and try to do well to achieve them. And so this would fall under the principle subordination of individual interest, into brackets team first, right? So the bottom line here is that the group's needs come before any individual's wants. So we go to principle number 7, which is remuneration. This is where everybody is happy, right? Everybody is happy about remuneration. Who doesn't want? Who doesn't? When it comes to the payday, everybody can't wait to the end of the month, especially if you're a salary worker. If you work in the week times, right? You are expecting the monies on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, depending on your contract. You see? You see? So basically, with remuneration as a principle, right, of Henry Fayol's principle, right? These are all under Henry Fayol, remember, right? So remuneration, into brackets, code it fair pay. We have an institution called Fair Wages and Salaries in Ghana, right? They ensure that people are given the right pay, right? The salaries that are needed for them to do their various works. Just as employers are demanding what is supposed to be done from the workers, right? People are also interested in how the workers are treated, because you are moving every day and salaries are not balancing with the work you are producing, or looking at inflation in the country. Because when there is inflation, employers adjust their prices, but do they adjust your salaries? So the idea on this principle here, right, is that people should be paid fairly for their work. You see, sometimes you see people struggle, the way they commit to the work and all that, and at the end of the day, wetin man gain, wetin woman gain. You see the thing? So you see that you have to do extra work to be supporting the work that you are doing. That is taking, they said they will take all your time. That means that all your time means that they will take care of everything you are involved in. And yet, when you are engaging from even some companies will say come at 7. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 in Ghana, 8 to 5. And some of them, they will let you come 7 to 5 or 7 to 6. Then Saturday crowd, they will let you come again. And Sunday crowd, they wish they would take half day. And at the same time, you are taking less salary. You see, so this principle ensures that management take in these remuneration principles seriously. Do you get it? So it's very, very important, right? So still on the football issue, how do I put this? Okay, so players feel motivated, right? And valued when they are paid a fair salary. Fair. Do you know what it is to be injured? You go. There was this good player in those days, Ronaldo, not Cristiano Ronaldo, the other Ronaldo, the huge one, the one who played the ball on the side of Olele. He couldn't catch it. He was looking for it in the air. That guy, you know, suffering a lot of injuries as a result of doing the things he did. The defenders didn't like him at all. So the guy was injuring himself over and so imagine he wasn't receiving the monies that was due him. There was a time that Thomas Partey, I believe, was receiving less money, but he was playing so well. I think he was the only defender who was, tackling Messi in the Spanish league. But yet his salary was, but there was another team that picked him, and then they were paying him more until recently, right? More. See that now we started seeing glimpses of him. He became a worldwide sensation. You see, so the money can give you motivation. I keep telling people, money, the remuneration there, it is always a motivation. When you ask someone, and what is your motivation? They are saying, oh, the motivation is the goal in my life. I say, hey, boy. Money is the first motivation. You see that thing? So these classes that we do, you see that, oh, I say the tutors, let's get them some things, right? The kind of time they will spend. We all have exam to write. Some of them are students, right? They will spend this time and they will let them go just like that. You see, even with this crowd, how many people are paying? You see the thing? So if we say we are going to bring doctors, like lecturers and so on, it's not even enough to just imagine. So now we have to resort to video recording and things and hope that one day it will blow up and then after school they give them something in addition to what they may have got. You see the whole thing. So remuneration there, it is a motivation, it's a powerful, imagine you are so tired from work and you have tested the person you like chatting with. Today, I'm so tired. So I've never been tired like this. And all of a sudden, your boss drops some 10,000 Ghana cedis. Your sadness will vanish into thin air. Let me see by hand someone who will not be happy by 10,000 cedis remuneration after a hard day's work. See, everybody would want that. You see, so remuneration as a principle, I mean, awesome. And the bottom line is that there must be fair compensation. Look at the work that the person has done. You see, so some of the things that companies do is that they bring in techniques on how to measure output that someone or some workers have provided. And so some of them, they will give you units on what to achieve. You see, they tell you during this week, ensure that office supplies are provided. Ensure that internet is provided, depending on your role. Ensure that you close the account, salary, senates are paid, so and so, taxes are paid, and so if you're an accountant, right, or auditor or so, right, you ensure that there are checks and balances everywhere, right? They give you all these units of measurement to be able to track you. So they, at the end of the month, they can come and say, okay, this thing that we told you, did you do? We check it. If you did it, we check it. If you didn't, okay, we can say that, okay. In some companies, what they even do is that if you are each unit of work they load they give you, so if they say buy office supplies, right, or make sure you replace it, that one they can give it like 50 cedis. Yes. Meanwhile, your unit, your basic pay is, let's say, your actual pay is, let's say, 4,000 cedis. But they've divided your roles that when you achieve each one, right, um, you have a unit of um, um, cash or money that you receive. But all the rows, right, would sum up to the total of your salary that was agreed in your contract. You see, so these things can also be embedded in your contract, and these are some of the ways that some companies, especially the foreign ones, and so these are some of the things they do, right? Especially if you are also um, uh, working from home, those work from home jobs, especially the IT. I'm talking about this because we have a lot of IT people here, right? Those work from home jobs too. That's a way. Or if you are having plans to have your own company, these are some of the ways you can do to measure units so that you can ensure that you are giving someone what is due them. Okay. All right. So I think I've elaborated well on the remuneration side, right? So the bottom line, compensation, fair compensation for the work to motivate and also make them loyal. Because if you don't motivate, imagine coaches are not paid well, managers, referees are not paid well. So go ahead, go and talk to the opponent. Charlie, they're coming to your home. Oh. This match is coming to your home. You people, you know that I'm not being paid well. I'm the referee of the match. Then I come to what is his name? I come to Bless Tobo and Mr. Eric Nia. Then I'll connive, the chief conniver will be Mr. Joshua Champon. Yes. Then I'll sit down with them and say, Charlie, this match there, so booga booga we will do. The people, even if you chalk them cry on the floor, I will not whistle. And when we see that the people are making noise more, then I'll whistle, I'll give some yellow card B or something. But that one there, it will be anything. Just that you should be careful. You see, you start conniving and finding ways to get extra, but in the end, you have to pay me. Yeah? It's a home match. We are coming to your home, so I need to be careful so that they will not say you have paid me. So you give me $500,000. The Ghanaians, when they come, we will mafia them. You will not see before you realize we close the match. Then it's 1-1. See, so if people are not receiving these things, these are some of the things that you need to. You get it? But imagine it also comes from where they are outsourced, but you can't completely tackle corruption like that, because if you also say that you bring people who are competent, people who are doctors, they will be referees, so that it will be a hobby for them. They will not think about money. Yeah. You see some trillionaires who are still wanting that 100 CD that you have. You've not seen some before. Yeah? Go and ask this Mr. Champo. He will tell you, Mr. Champo, are you here? Anyways, let's move on. We have on the next point, scalar chain, right? Scalar chain, which is the line of command. So when we talk about the line of command, the idea is that there should be a clear line of authority. You get it? We should know who is who. This is different from one source or one source of information or one what was the other one was what? One something. Before one plan, we had one boss. This is different from one boss. This is, we must have a clear, so there must be, there should be a clear line of authority from the top to the bottom, not just one person. You get it? We must know that, oh, this one is in charge of this. This person is in charge of that. Assume is in charge of this. The other person is in charge of that. Do you get it? So that we know that when is this, we go to this one. When we go to this one, we will get this. You see? And when we go to the boss, we know what to expect. You get it? So this is the difference between the scalar chain, which is the line of which is the same as into brackets, let's say the line of command, right? Or you can say the clear line of command. Clear, there must be clarity in the line of command. So saying line of command is just like saying, you see that the levels of management, right? You have a line either from top to bottom or from bottom to top. So you have low level, which is the first line managers, low level management. These are the first, they are also known as the first line. And then we have the middle level. This is the second time I'm repeating in this session, right? And then we have the top level management. These people are, how do you call them? These people are, they have their own distinct roles that they play in the management, or in the company, right? So if you properly align or line them up like that, this is how come we call it line of command, right? Because there's a line, or there's a straight line or thin line between them or beside them, whether it's going to the top or coming to the bottom. I hope we understand, right? So the idea is that it should be clear line of authority from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top as well. This is the chain of command. So it is also called the chain of command. So I think to memorize it, you can say chain of command, or the line of command, or scalar chain, right? Awesome. Chain of command, though, chain of command. All right. A player wouldn't go directly to the team's owner to complain about practice. They had go to their coach first. So a player would go directly to the team's owner to complain about practice. They would go to their coach first. Why would you go to the owner of the team, right? You go to the owner and go and talk about training. Charlie, today's training here. Did you say I should shoot the ball, or I should place the ball? Okay, you don't go and discuss those training this thing with the CEO of the company. You see the thing. There are people in charge of that. You see the thing. But when the matters also go beyond that, those who are below a certain line, right, of management, either below the middle level or above the middle level, everybody should be able to handle roles that pertains to them. Okay. Sorry, I'm feeling hungry. Okay, a player wouldn't go directly to the team's owner. No, they shouldn't. Right? The bottom line here is that the hierarchy helps maintain order. Okay. A clear hierarchy helps to maintain order. When you have outlined that Mr. Champon should handle marketing, Asumesi should handle publicity, right? General publicity, and you have marketing, right? For me, I believe that always publicity for companies, right? This is just on the other side. Publicity should always link up with marketing, because every communication that goes out there should be a marketing strategy. This is my own theory. Okay. Whether it's informing people on general thing, whether it's a letter, even if it's a general letter, so far as you will make it public, the marketing team must make something up. They must cook, as we say, right? So chain of command, we must know who is handling what in the company. Very, very important. All right. But it shouldn't be so rigid that it slows everything down. So just because we have people in charge of this, people in charge of that, it shouldn't be so rigid that it will have a certain bureaucratic system, right? Bureaucracy. That means that the thing, is not reaching where it has to reach. It's going through so much processes that the thing doesn't end up being done. You see, and Ghana, that's what we like doing. Because the people want their own cut all the time, right? You see that this person will come up and say, "Oh, I need this one. You give me this, that I'll get 30% of the contract. Then you get 70% of the contract." You see the whole thing. I'll get 70% of the contract. You will get 30%. So you see that the contractor will will blow up the thing. In Ghana, I've never heard a road construction being done, and they said this 1 kilometer road costs us $50,000. You see the thing. You never hear it. They will blow it up by all means. So, we are all taking. Charlie will be a issue. See, this thing I'm saying, I'm not an angel when it comes to it at all. In fact, if the opportunity comes, also people have to eat small, you see. But the job has to be done. That's the bottom line, you see. So because the systems, they have to go and see this one, they have to go and see this one, they have to go. In the end, before the whole thing will start, then the 4 years is already up. You see the thing? It shouldn't be so rigid like that, right? And so this chain of command shouldn't restrict or bring up anything bureaucratic to the ears or to the experience of the people, right? Number 10, principle, order, 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 a place for everything. Into bracket, a place for everything. You see, the principle of order, the principle of order. So scalar chain is chain of command. I jammed centralization, right? Okay, so look at it. Let's see. Order, a place for everything. Place for everything. Why is it a place for it? Let's look at it. So with order, everything and everyone should have a designated place. This one, when you designate that this thing is not just people. So you see that there's a difference between having a line of command and then having order. Having a line of command has to do with roles, knowing who is where, having to people in certain places who handle specific roles. But orderliness is ensuring generally, whether it is people, roles, or even the things that the company possess, right? If it is reception, reception must be where? In front, right? You come, you follow the queue. There must be a queue. If it is a bank, right? If it's a banking system, you follow an electronic. If there is an electronic system, everybody, there must be a security person in charge. So you go to the bank, you see that someone is in charge. There is order. You see, someone will say, "Hey, here is not Nigeria." No offense to my Nigerian people. Mr. Kote, are we safe? I think we are safe, eh? All right. So there must be order, right? When you come to the reception, everybody must follow the orders that pertains to the reception, right? If you are booking an appointment, you must follow the secretary orders, and you will be briefed on the available times of the manager. If you are the manager there, your secretary will do that for you. All right. So this is the difference between the scalar chain, which is the chain of command or the line of command, having a line of command, and then having an orderly, managed management system or managerial system. Are we following? Are we following? All right. So the again, if I should still use the soccer today, the soccer, so soccer. The team's equipment has a dedicated locker room, right? And each player has their own locker. You see the thing? This means that no time is wasted looking for shin guards, cleats, or those things that they've been using. You get it? They have places that they keep all of those things. We have someone who will carry the jerseys, right? Whether they will be given to other players or it will be signed, there must be order, right? And this is one of the principles of management, right? And so the bottom line on this principle is that, look, time will be wasted because the general overview of management, the whole thing is that you'll be able to achieve your goal. Anything that you explain in management, you must add the achievement of goals to it because that is the basic goal of every manager. All right. And so every definition or every explanation, try and pin it somewhere, but it must belong there. Don't say because it has to. So every explanation here, you try and pitch it, put it there, right? Number 11. So the bottom line is that being organized, right, with resources and people saves time and reduces chaos. Okay. All right. Number 11, equity. Let's move fast and finish this thing. Equity, fairness and kindness, right? Into bracket, fairness and kindness. So the whole idea is that managers should be both fair, right, and kind to their subordinates. There must be equity. This is different from the other one. What was it? Let me look at it. Where is it? Where? Equity, remuneration, right? It's different from remuneration. This one we are talking about fairness, not just in the pay, right? But we are talking about equity in the general disposition, or let me say, allocation of duties. There must be fairness. You don't go and carry the role of a manager. You don't go and carry the role of a manager and then you give it to the first line manager, right? Someone in that role to be doing all, and you give the person that small money. That one, yeah, it's not fair. So it's not fair on the side of the remuneration, right? Fairness. And it's also not fair in equity on this principle of management as well. You see, this principle, this side, it talks about equity in general, not just pay. So you see that I talked about role, I talked about remuneration, but another example is, you see, when the coach treats all players with respect, this one too, when it comes to behavior as well, right? When it comes to behavior, you respect some people and you disrespect some people, some other people. The people must have equal respect. You see, you shouldn't have your favorite people. You know, some roles are sensitive, and so it is necessary not to have favorites, right? Otherwise, some people will not feel at ease to come close to you, and so you may not have their best, like you will not see the best of them come out. Do you see? So you must be there must be fairness and kindness, and not just fairness. So sometimes you must be kind. Program must make the something for the boys, you know. So as a manager, when you are in those things, you have to do some establishments. You see that some people need help in some things; they are not able to attend to things. Meanwhile, these are your managers. Must be able to step in, right? Awesome, and listen to their concerns. So, like, let them feel that you care as well. You get it? Sometimes the people can be many, right? But do your best. It doesn't mean that you do for everyone, but you do try and respect everyone. See, that's the bottom line. But you see, the people must also know that respect is reciprocal. You don't call someone, hey, you, you who, and expect, to be reciprocate, hey, bro, and no, Benjamin. I'm even coughing in addition because the word is not coming. Okay, so, but I hope you understand, right? So the bottom line is justice plus kindness, right? And there's another mathematics here. Justice plus kindness is equal to what? A loyal and committed team. Justice plus so fairness, equity is equal to what? Loyal and committed team. Is that always the case? Well, um, this should be a natural phenomenon, right? It should be, but when there is an anomaly, then you know that someone's mind is not correct, like he wants to go out of the natural. But other than that, justice plus kindness should ensure fairness, right? And improve loyalty. You get it? That's powerful. Number 12, stability of tenure, right? Which is the job security. There were some companies that I'm using. This one I'm using myself. Some companies that you work with, sometimes you feel like, hey, the way the thing is working, they'll bring their own people. There was a company I was working with. The white people, when they saw that the thing is working, they started making arrangements to bring their own people to come and take over. Job security. Then you know that, hey, Charlie, I have to make the move. That you see, some people they see it coming over, they will just be there watching the thing will come. You see that thing? You come and train the person, and the person will come and take over. You see that thing? But hey, it is what it is, right? We still stay professional, right? So stability of tenure, right? Job security. The idea, right, is that employees need time to learn their jobs and become good at them. Basically, high turnover is bad when they are what you are expecting of them, right? Is not positive. Especially, you feel this a lot when um, it's a starting company, like it's a startup. When you just start your company and you are bringing people to do matramakwe, it can hurt your business badly. If your business has hit a plateau, that means it has hit a season where everything is going on a flat. Like now you've hit the highest, and then everything is going smoothly. It's going on a straight line or in a tangent, a straight or flat tangent. That's what we call a plateau. You get it? When your company has hit that all-time high, that one you can improve people, you can employ people, and then have time for negative turnovers, because that one you know that you are investing in them over time, they will pick up, right? So stability of tenure, the employees need time to learn their jobs and become good at them. High turnover is bad for the organization. So a team has trades or hires players every week. You see the thing? Every week. You see that new players are coming all the time. So because new players are coming, how do you call it? You will not have a team that, let me use this word, you will not have a team that have built the chemistry. You see, when they stay together for long, you see that they begin to build this chemistry among themselves. So if it's a football team, you see that they begin to play well. You see this Barca team, this was the same Barca team that was losing some few years ago. They've been losing. This guy, why do I forget their name? They've been losing. They used to lose. Now that even people thought the team was collapsing. Barcelona, because Messi had left, and they started bringing some new people, new faces. The same thing with Chelsea, losing. After a time, they begin to know themselves, even though they still buy. Now, if you like cough right now and say you're a player, just do Rasta. Chelsea will come and buy you. Those Chelsea fans, will come and beat me. Anyways, so but they keep their first team. There's a first team, even though they bring it, so they are very careful synchronizing the new players with the old ones, right? And they are very careful with that. So with that, they gain or they build the chemistry, right? And this would ensure the stability of tenor, right? So if you have defenders at a certain position, you know that, oh, this person is maintained within this side. And so over time, he knows that I would be called upon. You see the thing, he gives his all because he knows that, okay, for the next 10 years, he is sure that he will not be moved. You see, so this is where this principle comes in effect in the principles of management. I hope we are following, right? So the bottom line here is that don't rush to fire people as a manager. Don't rush. You see, it will bring a certain level of instability. People will start thinking, hey, am I the next person? Hey, am I? You see the whole thing. Even the old people who are there, they'll start saying that, oh, the people will come, will train them, then they'll bring new people. You see, that's why I started by saying what my example, right? We'll train them, they'll go, they'll bring new people. You see the whole thing. So this is stability of tenure, which is also job security. Let's move fast. Number 13, initiative, right? Initiative, initiative, initiative. This is the last but one. Initiative, which is also what encourage new ideas. You will later understand why I took my time to explain these 14 principles. They normally come in the exam. Normally. Whether it comes in strategic management, right? Or at level, I think 300 or so, those who will be doing strategic management. I think some of the level 400 people or so that have been teaching. Some of them, I think I see one of them here. Okay, so you would be learning some of these things there, right? The idea, right? Let me see. The bottom line: don't rush to fire people. Don't rush to fire. Give them time to succeed. You see, so that there will be stability in the whole thing. All right. Initiative. Uh, employees should be encouraged to develop and carry out their own plans. Initiative. You can say encouraging new ideas. So when you give people in charge, when you put people in charge of things, right? You should be able to allow them to be creative. You see, I was talking about management as an art where people were using their creativity. So you have to blend that side with the scientific side. And this is where it comes at play. So as a manager, you should know all these things and know how to blend it, right? But it shouldn't be so that it will be outside of the goal. Remember that there must be a goal. You see the thing. So the idea is that employees should be encouraged to develop and carry out their own plans, you see, and not be rigid. So you must be also conscious and not be rigid, right? In as much as we are following, sometimes the how do you call it? Oh, the other one you go and do and get money. I've forgotten the name. Anyways, normally instrumentalists do that. A hand is up, Mr. Ebenezer Nyako. Yes, sir.
Um, Good evening.
Evening, sir.
Please, I have a little question with encouragement.
Encouragement.
I have a little experience with a private institution. Sometimes when you are working for them and it is time for them to pay you, that is the time they um, try to remember you of your mistakes and they do deduct some of your salary. I, I don't know whether you've experienced that before, or maybe you've heard a friend telling you before.
Okay. All right.
So when it's happening this way, what are some of the measures that the employee can also take just to, I mean, make sure that he or she receives the maximum or the full salary at the end of the month?
Thank you very much for contextualizing your comment. Right. So thank you very much there. So uh, I don't need to tell you my experience, but the experiences are horrible. I'm sure you may have experienced it yourself, and I'm believe that this one is coming from an experience from your side, right? Okay, so that would mean that it is most managers, right, know about these principles. Even if you don't know them, right, you by natural instincts, right, or by intuition, you know that this person deserves it. You see, some managers, right, some Ghanaian managers, some, not all of them, not most of them, some of them are so diabolic that when you make the errors, they will not identify it immediately. Because they want to pin you down, they wait for the thing to accumulate. And when it's time for accountability, they will also mafia you. That's a wicked thing to do, actually. You see the thing. Because one of the roles of managers are to they are there to also ensure that the tasks that they are provided are being done. You see the thing. And so if they don't do that and they wait for the final hour before they tell you, they waste the company's resources. And that's a bad side, that's a bad sign of a manager. You see the thing. So if they don't know this, but you know, right? One of the ways you can employ, one of the strategies you can employ as an employee, right, is to be able to sit down, right, with them and discuss the actual thing that will give you your agreed amount. I hope you understand. The agreed, you sit down with them. So I don't know when you joined, right? But I was saying something with certain companies, right? Is he here? Sir, please, are you here?
Please, I'm here.
Yes. So I'm saying that one of the things that you can do to avoid this, right, is to either remind them if you don't have, right, or you outline your roles to them and assign your roles to specific amounts. So let's say you have about 4,000 CD salary, right? The 4,000 CD, you when you were giving your roles to begin with, like they gave you the appointment letter, right? From the appointment letter, and you must insist. In some companies, they don't give the appointment letter because they know that when they give you, it's a sign that they have put you in contract. That means that you are working for them and they need to pay your SNET. It's also a sign that they have workers. So some of them they will not do. But if you have it, right, you go through the list because they will outline the rules that you are supposed to do in the appointment letter, right? And some companies they issue it twice. They will give you the notice one, and then they will give you the one that has detailed roles, right, and responsibilities, right? So with that one, that is the one you deal with. So with that, you look at the list, and then you tell them that please apportion amounts to each role that I do. So you are checking yourself, but you are also checking them. It's a nice way because when you do that and you have that outlined and you say this is that amount. If I do this, you said I'm an administrator, right? As an administrator, I need to look at the office administration, which includes the office supply, making sure the office supply are available. Like let's say um, ensuring that because administrator you might be in charge of the one who will take care of the reception, right? You might handle the office. How do you call it? The imprest, or how do you call it? The monies you handle for the office, right? And it will be reimbursed. So over time, maybe weekly or so. So as and when you achieve these goals, right, you are you make budget for the accountant to provide the amount, and then you replace those ones that are, as you are achieving them, you have particular scores of amounts that are pushing to those rows. So at the end of the month, when you achieve all those rows, or if you don't achieve them, there must be a reason. Oh, maybe this one I didn't do it because we already have it in store. So there wasn't any need for me to repeat it, that cycle. You get it? Then you agree. So it must be clearly outlined. I hope you understand, sir. So this one, you are putting them in check. You're also putting yourself in check. But some of our people, our black people, um, they don't want to. They feel like it will also bring pressure on them because no good manager wants to pay someone who hasn't worked. You see the thing, and that's the thing. So this is how you check yourself and then check the manager as well. I hope this way. I see that someone has given a thumbs up. Is that you, sir?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
And
So, yes, sir.
and I have also noticed one thing. Most of the times when you try to challenge your bosses over maybe salaries and other incentives you are not getting, they go to the extent of firing you. I have experienced one before.
Okay, so with that, okay, um, a lot of our people, I don't know, I don't have the statistics, but the people that I've experienced so far, even in a role of a manager, right? The people who approached me on increase mostly always didn't communicate it well. Don't know how to communicate it. You get it? First of all, you must know that, you see, but it depends on each manager and the way they handle it. For me, I will know that, look, but you see, they will also not talk to you about salary increase unless you go to them. They will never talk to you. Even when things have gone up, they will not come and tell you that, oh,
Yeah,
things
that's
have.
true. That one day.
It's a management practice that we don't talk about. So we'll not come and tell you that, oh, it's time we have to increase. But you too, when you are going and approaching, you must have a way of achieving your goal. Number one, like you see, the way I answered your first question, I said that you are proposing something. So it's in a way, no, you are ensuring a win-win situation, and that's how you negotiate it. You get it? So this is what nowadays the things have gone up. I know that you have adjusted and the prices of goods you are suffering, even though you have increased. You've not increased it the way you are supposed to increase. You see, this is why as a worker you must be involved in the activities of the company, even areas that you are not this thing. It's not that you go and do it all, but you must be interested. You see, you must know what the other team, what they do, at least have a fair idea of what they do. So with that, you want to position yourself in increasing your capacity in offering extra services for a renegotiation. You get it? So one of the things you implement when you are going to a new company is that you ask them when they tell you to ask questions. Normally, when managers we tell you that you have any questions for us. One of the things you should ask them is that, do you have plans on employee capacity building? What are your plans on employee capacity building? You want them to talk about money, but you are also talking about your growth that they would benefit from. And then in doing so, no, you do a follow-up question on your remuneration. So now, when you increase the capacity, how do you go about employee remuneration as a result of capacity building? Not just from them, but increasing capacity, because maybe you may be getting an extra degree or a master's. So after that, so you start communicating these things ahead before the time reach. But most of the time, what we do is that we think the thing is an event, uh, a one-day thing. You see, an event, and it's not. No, most of the times, it's a process. It should be a process. So yes, it should be something you should project. So when you are going, you should project that in the next 3 years in Ghana, anything can happen. No, prices can go up and things. the salary that you are beginning to take, how are you going to position yourself? Because in the next 2 years, you should be able to approach them, right? That I can now approach my manager on salary increase. Because by that time, you have gained knowledge in your field and extra field that you will be trying to achieve outside of what you were employed to do. So you are positioning, unless that person is a witch or a wizard, then that one, so your final resort would be resignation if you would want to, if you have other sources of income. That would be your last resort. Because maybe if you do all these things and they don't listen, then it means that they don't care about, right? They don't care about your interest. And so it's very, very important. It's very, very important. So thank you very much. I hope they
Okay,
are not
thank you, sir.
all right. Powerful. Powerful. Anyways, so the last one is esprit de corps. That is team spirit, right? Team spirit. Esprit de corps. Esprit de corps or spirit de corps. Team spirit. This is the famous team spirit. Um, it emphasizes the importance of building harmony and unity within the team, right? Um, it's you can relate it to the coach. The coach, for example, the coach organizes a team dinner, right? Celebrates the win together, you know, things that will bring unity among the team. So we can even bring initiative where new members will come and dance. Where the Blasters, what the Blasters have been doing, new members will come and dance. So you see that everybody will be jamming. It will bring some togetherness. Anything that will bring the sense of togetherness, right? You try to incorporate it in your managerial system or process, right? So this builds morale, right? And a sense of belonging. So you see some people who are naturally uh, introverts, right? This is where they begin to relate with other members. And because you should also know the kinds of people that you have or the kind of people you are dealing with, the personas, right, of your workers, right? And I believe we are going to talk about this later on, maybe in the course of this course. All right. This builds morale and a sense of belonging, which is often the key to winning. So here, the bottom line is basically to promote teamwork and trust, right? A united team is a strong team, right? A united team is a strong. So together, in the big picture of the Henry Fayol or Henry Fayol's principles, right? The 14 principles of Henry Fayol, right? Universal principles uh, are all about creating an organization that is efficient, orderly, and fair. Efficient, orderly, and fair. It's about basically treating people with respect and organizing resources wisely, right? And making sure everyone is pulling in the same direction, right? It's a timeless wisdom for good leadership, basically. You get it? So this is what I wanted us to treat today, and I'm glad that we've been able to finish the 14 principles of Henry Fayol's principles of management, right? Awesome. So are there any further questions? Are there any further questions? All right. So if there are no further questions, if you can ask your question right now, I would.
Please, I have a question.
Yes, madam.
And please, can you further explain the centralization for me, please?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did I skip it? Oh, I think I skipped it.
You skip
I'm sorry.
that one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so centralization, right? Um, who decides what, right? Who into bracket? Who decides what? So who decides? Who makes the decisions, right? Centralization. That's basically it. So this is about where decisions are made, where the decisions are centralized or focuses. Where is the focus of what runs the business? Where everything is, right, situated. So at the top, so at the top level, so if you look at the pyramid of the levels of management, the top level managers, mostly they handle the decision making. They are the decision makers, right? So at the top, which is the centralized, or spread out, which is decentralized, right? If it's spread out, if it is spread out, that means that everybody handles decisions. That means on the same line, like let's say middle level management, everybody can handle decisions, right? But uh, an example would be, let's say, okay, let's say the head coach makes the big strategy decisions. When it comes to the match, the head coach makes the big strategy decisions. That means that that decisions, it is centralized at the top. Nobody else makes that decision. Those decisions. You see, let's play like this, let's play like this. It's centralized. Everything is centralized. Nobody else is involved. It's only the coach that is handling. But the captain on the field can make quick calls during the game. At that point, it has become decentralized. You get it? It's about finding the right balance for the situation. But this principle is talking about centralization. So when we talk about centralization, when you are explaining this point, try and include the 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 other side of decentralization as well. So where the top manager can issue certain decisions in the company, but let's say a middle manager can also come in with interpretation, right? Interpretation of what the person may not have gone into details to. You get it? You see that in the beginning, Frederick Winslow Taylor, right, was the father of the scientific management, management as a science. And then his followers, Frank and Lillian Gilbert, and then L. Grant, later came to interpret and further adjusted the things. So over there, it had become decentralized, small, it has spread apart. But if it was only him, it would have been centralized. And this is the idea of the principle of centralization in Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. So the bottom line on centralization is that you should find the right balance of decision making, which is like power is key. You get it? Very, very important. Any questions? Any questions? Madam Ofe, Mr. Corte, yes, sir. You guys, you don't want people to sleep, eh? Questions? You let people come a bit be here. Yes, Mr. Corte, I'm listening.
Yes, please, with AI taking a lot of jobs in the nearest future, with these 14 principles of management, can it still be applied?
Yeah, certain. You see, so and when we began in the first session, I was talking about uh, the fact that certain things need to be adjusted over time, right, to suit. So these things were created decades ago because the people who created it had a certain level of tools available at their disposal. And the people in those days used to think in a certain way. And so you see that some of these principles I was talking about, some is not really that applicable in this time, right? But however, for the sake of your exams, we need to learn them because they are still being used. I believe that some of them need to be updated and really streamlined towards a certain context rather than where it is, right? But I believe that over time, for instance, if you have division of work, I believe that over time, AI will be handling a lot of work. So what you would have, even it has started, where we used to have individual divisions or departments. You see that because AI is doing it now, we are combining them because the employer will see that instead of dividing, right, the work and employing individual people to do those works, right, AI will just do the work. I will not spend money to go and pay someone every month when AI will just do the work either free or will just pay a month lower than what I was supposed to pay, right? So over the division of work, will be largely, mostly affected. Do you see? When the level of discipline, there are some work that you will not even need people at all. AI or machine can do the work. Machine can maybe produce 20,000 units of tin cans of what you are producing without factory supervision of people and be paying them. And so over there, who would you go and discipline? You see the thing. And so, yes, over time, these things would have to, but for now, you see, I'm teaching it extensively, but also remembering that there's an exam that you need to know. Okay, so this is where we strike the balance. Okay, so there you have it, sir. I hope you've been properly answered. All right, sir. Any other question? All right, so if you have any further question, you can reach out so that you can be attended to. Okay, the person who said time is up, I wanted to see who said it. So if you know the person, you can let me know. Those who know the person who did that. All right. So if there are no questions, I take it as we are done with the 14 principles, Henry Fayol principles. Okay. All right. You can